Good morning, students. Welcome back to class. So in the previous class, we studied Bahmani Adil Shah, who was the founder of Bahmani Kingdom. Alauddin Hasan Gangu Bahman Shah, he was the founder of Adil Shah. He was the founder of Bahmani Kingdom. So when was the Bahmani Kingdom found? It was 1347 CE, isn't it? Where? In the northern side of Vijayanagar. So in the previous class we studied then about the rules about the Bahmani Sultans, who are the prominent rulers. So how was the rule about the Tajuddin Firoz Shah, then Muhammad Gawan, who was the Tajuddin Firoz Shah. Then what are the important factors of Bahmani Kingdom? So what are the important factors? Muhammad Gawan captured Hubballi, Belagavi, then Goa from Vijayanagar Empire. Then administration was according to the Islamic laws. Then there was a fixed tax. There was a fixed tax between the irrigation facility and land fertility. Tax was collected by cash. Then they started the university, Madrasa University in Bidar. It was belonged to the Islamic religions. Then cultural contributions of Bahmani kingdoms. So education, literature, then sculpture, monuments, everything we studied in the previous class, isn't it? Now we are going to study about the Shah dynasty. Okay? Shah dynasties. This is the topic. So after Muhammad Gawan, what happened? After the Muhammad Gawan, Bahmani kingdom did not rule strongly, because Muhammad Gawan was all the credit goes to Muhammad Gawan, the Bahmani kingdom. So after the death of Muhammad Gawan, Bahmani kingdom did not rule strongly. The sultans who came to power were incompetent rule. Okay, the sultans who came to power after Muhammad III, after Muhammad Gawan III were incompetent rule. So after Muhammad III, Muhammad came to power. After the Muhammad III, Muhammad came to his son. Muhammad came to power. So he was a minor and little boy. He was a little boy, so he could not able to rule the kingdom. He could not able to rule the kingdom. The last king of the Sultan is Kalimullah King. Kalimullah Shah. He was the last king of Sultan. Kalimullah Shah. He was the last Sultan of Bahmani kingdom. So after that, what happened? Bahmani kingdom broken into 5 states. After the Kalimullah Shah, the Bahmani kingdom broken into 5 states. Now we are going to study about what are the 5 states. What are the 5 states? One is Adil Shah of Vijaypur. He ruled Bidar. Sorry, he ruled Bijapur. Okay. So Adil Shah of Vijaypur. He ruled Bijapur. Next, Barid Shah of Bidar. He ruled Bidar. Next, Qutb Shah. He ruled Golconda. The next is Nizam Shah of Ahmednagar. Nagar. The next is Imad Shah. Imad Shah of Berar. Okay. The last king was Bahmani kingdom. The Sultan was Kalimullah Shah. After that, what happened? It has scattered into, it has broken into 5 states. Okay, what are the 5 states? Adil Shah of Vijaypur, he ruled Bijapur. Next, Barid Shah, he ruled Bidar. Qutb Shah, he ruled Golconda. Next, Nizam Shah, he ruled Ahmednagar. Next, Imad Shah of Berar. So these are the 5 states which has broken after the Kalimullah Shah. The next we are going to study about the Yusuf Adil Shah. One short sentences about Yusuf. Who was Yusuf Adil Shah? Yusuf Adil Shah. Okay, Yusuf Adil Shah was the founder of Adil Shah's dynasty. Yusuf Adil Shah was the founder of Adil Shah dynasty. Who was the founder of Adil Shah dynasty? Yusuf Adil Shah. Yusuf Adil Shah was the founder of Adil Shah dynasty of Vijaypur. Adil Shah dynasty of Vijaypur. He was a good administrator. And he was tolerant towards other religions. He also encouraged the other religions. There was no difference between the Hindu Muslim. So there is no partiality between the Hindu Muslims. He was tolerant towards the other religions also. After the Yusuf Adil Shah, who came to the power? Ibrahim. Yeah. Ibrahim Adil Shah II. So how long he ruled? From 1580 to 1626 CE. Okay. Yusuf Adil Shah was the founder of Adil Shah dynasty of Vijaypur. He was a good administrator, then tolerated towards the other religions also. After the Yusuf Adil Shah, who came to the power means Ibrahim Adil Shah. Ibrahim Adil Shah II. So 1580 to 1626, he was ruled the Vijaypur. How was his administration? So Ibrahim Adil Shah was the second greatest king of Sultan. He was the second greatest king among sultans. So he expanded his kingdom. He was expanded his kingdom, and the kingdom became very rich kingdom. So, and also he got a title. So what title he got? Jagat Guru Badshah. So he got a title, Jagat Guru Badshah, because he was a good administrator like Yusuf Adil Shah, and he was tolerant to other religions also, and he encouraged Hindu philosophers, poets, and musicians in his court. Okay, in his administrative court, he encouraged the Hindu philosophers, and he sheltered many Hindu poets also. Okay, he sheltered many Hindu philosophers, poets, and musicians. He himself also a great musician. Ibrahim Adil Shah was a great musician. So, and also he renovated the Hindu temples. And also he renovated the Hindu temples, Datta temples in his period. He also renovated the Datta temples in his period and also encouraged the puja rituals. Okay, he belongs to the Muslim community, but also he encouraged the puja rituals and also renovated the Datta temples. He wrote a book. He wrote a book called Kitab-e-Navaras. He wrote a book called Kitab-e-Navaras. So he also worked for cultural harmony of Muslims and Hindus. So not only the great musician, he sheltered the Hindu philosophers, poets, but he also worked in a cultural harmony between the Hindus and Muslims. He wrote a book called Kitab-e-Navaras. Who wrote the book called Kitab-e-Navaras? Ibrahim Adil Shah wrote the Kitab-e-Navaras. So the book begins with the worshipping of God Ganapati, Saraswati and Bhairavas. Okay, the book begins with the worship of Ganapati, Saraswati and Bhairava. So he himself was a great musician. He himself was a great musician, poet, everything. So Ibrahim Roza, in his period, he was built a beautiful architecture. The beautiful architecture was built by Ibrahim Adil Shah, called Ibrahim Roza. Ibrahim Roza, a beautiful architecture built by Ibrahim Adil Shah too. So this is about the Ibrahim Adil Shah, how he ruled in his period. Again, I am telling, Ibrahim Adil Shah was the second greatest king of Sultan. He expanded the kingdom and also the kingdom became very rich. He sheltered the many Hindu philosophers, poets and musicians. He also encouraged the puja rituals and renovated the Hindu Datta temples. Then he worked for the cultural harmony of Hindu Muslim. There was no differentiate between the Hindu and Muslims. He wrote a book called Kitab-e-Navaras. The book begins with the worship of God Ganapati, Saraswati and Bhairava and others. Okay, next he himself as a great musician and he built Ibrahim Roza in his period. This was a beautiful architecture in his period. This is about the Ibrahim Adil Shah. Okay, now we are going to study about the Bidar. Who ruled the Bidar? Who ruled the Bidar? Barid Shah. Barid Shah. How long he ruled? 1489 to 1690 CE. So when Bahmani kingdoms scattered, okay, when Bahmani kingdoms scattered into many provinces, Bahmani kingdom scattered into many provinces. In that time, Barid Shah ruled the Bidar and other regions which is around it. Okay, Barid Shah ruled Bidar. Barid Shah ruled Bidar. Okay, after the Bahmani kingdom scattered into many provinces. So Qasim Barid was the founder of this dynasty. Kazim Barid was the founder of this dynasty. Okay. Next, after him, after the Barid Shah, who ruled the Bidar? So, after the death of Barid Shah, who ruled the Bidar? Ibrahim and his brother Kazim. Okay, after the death of Barid Shah, again I am telling, after the Bahmani kingdom scattered into many provinces, in that Barid Shah ruled the Bidar and around the regions. So Kazim Barid was the founder of this dynasty. Barid Shah dynasty, he was the founder. Okay, after the death of Barid Shah, who came to the power? Ibrahim and Kazim. Who ruled Bidar. But these both were incompetent kings. Their rule were very weak. Okay, because of that, what happened? So there was an inner conflict. Conflicts means confusion between the kingdoms. So after that, the Ibrahim Adil Shah of Bijapur. Ibrahim Adil Shah captured the Bidar. Why he captured the Bidar? Because after the Barid Shah, Kazim and Ibrahim, they were ruled the Bidar. They were incompetent king. Their rule were very weak. So using this opportunity, Ibrahim Adil Shah captured the Bidar. Laterally, Bidar was merged with Bahmani kingdom. So Bahmani Bijapur state. So this is about the Barid Shah. Next we are going to see about the Quli Qutb Shah. Qutb Shah of Golconda. Qutb Shah of Golconda. How long he ruled? 1512 to 1687 CE. Okay. Quli Qutb Shah. Quli Qutb Shah was the founder of independent Golconda state. Okay, now we are going to study about the Qutb Shah of Golconda. Quli Qutb Shah was the founder of Golconda state. Okay, he ruled the administration with good administration. He ruled the state with good administration in 1543. Okay, see, he was a good administrator. He ruled the state in very good administration, but unfortunately, he was killed by his own son. Okay, he was killed by his own son. This is about the Qutb Shah of Golconda. So Qutb Shah of Golconda, 1512 to 1681. So Quli Qutb Shah was the founder of Golconda state. He was a good administrator, and unfortunately, he was killed by his own son. Then next we are going to study about the Ibrahim. Who is Ibrahim? Quli Qutb Shah's son. Ibrahim. So he had compassion for the Hindu religion, and other were many Hindu officers in his administration. He was also a tolerate towards to the Hindu religion. So there were many Hindu officers, philosophers, poets, musicians were in his court, were in his administration. So during his rule, what happened? He made Golconda as a beautiful city. beautiful city. And also he changed his capital from Golconda to Hyderabad. He also changed his capital from Golconda to Hyderabad in 1559 CE. So after him, Abdul Qutb Shah, Abul Hasan, after him, who came to the power? After the Ibrahim, actually Quli Qutb Shah was the founder of Golconda state. He was a good administrator, but unfortunately he was killed by his son. Okay, after the Quli Qutb Shah, Ibrahim came to the power. He was also a good administrator. He encouraged the Hindu religions and also Hindu ministers, philosophers were in his court. So he makes the Golconda city as a beautiful place and also changed the capital Golconda from to Hyderabad. After him, after the Ibrahim, who came to the power? One is Abdul Qutb Shah and Abul Hasan. Okay, after the Ibrahim, his son Abdul Qutb Shah and Abul Hasan came to the power. But these two kings were incompetent kings. Their rule was not very strong. So laterly what happened? Golconda surrendered to the Mughals. Okay, their rule were not up to the mark. Incompetent king. So laterly this Golconda also surrendered to the Mughals. This is about the Qutb Shah dynasty. Okay, next we are going to see about the Nizam Shah of Ahmadanagar. Nizam Shah of Ahmadanagar. How long he ruled? 1492 to 1636 CE. So in 1490 CE, Malik Ahmad, his name was Malik Ahmad, who was a Chief Junar, province founded of the state Ahmadanagar and established the Nizam Shah University. Nizam Shah dynasty. Okay. So now we are going to study about the Nizam Shah of Ahmadanagar. How long he ruled? 1490 to 1636 he ruled. In 1490 CE, Malik Ahmad, his name was Malik Ahmad, who was a Chief Junar. Province founded the Nizam Shah dynasty in one state of Ahmadanagar and established the Nizam Shah dynasty. He took Daulatabad under his control and expanded the kingdom. He took the Daulatabad under his control and also he expanded the kingdom. After him, who came to the power? After the Nizam Shah, who came to the power? After him, Burhan, Hussain and Nizam Shah. Then Murtaza, sultans and other sultans came to the power for namesake. So they were not strong. After him, after the Malik Ahmad, who was the chief of Junar provinces, his own state of Ahmadanagar, in one state of Ahmadanagar, he established the Nizam Shah dynasty. How was this rule. He took the Daulatabad in his control, okay, and expanded the empire. And he expanded the empire and became very rich. The kingdom was very rich. After him, who came to the power? Burhan, Hussain, Nizam Shah, Murtaza, and Sultans. But they were not up to the mark. For namesake, they ruled the Ahmednagar. So after, with the death of Chand Bibi, with the death of Chand Bibi, so later this Ahmednagar were surrendered to the Mughal king in the period of Shah Jahan. In the period of Shah Jahan, the Ahmednagar merged into Mughal state. So this is about the Nizam Shah of Ahmednagar. Again, I am telling the 1490s, CM Malik Ahmad, who was a chief general provinces, founded in his own state of Ahmednagar, okay, and also established the Nizam Shah dynasty. Then he took Daulatabad in his control and improved the place and expanded the kingdom. After him, after the death of Malik Ahmad, Burhan, Hussain, Nizam Shah, Murtaza and Sultans came to the power. But after the Chand Bibi death, the Ahmednagar was surrendered to the Mughal dynasty. And that time the king was Shah Jahan. So the king of Shah Jahan, the Mughal king, Ahmednagar was merged into Mughal state. So next we are going to study about the Imad Shah of Bedar. Imad Shah of Bedar. So after the fall of Bahmani kingdom, so what happened? 5 sultans came to exist. After the fall of Bahmani kingdom, 5 sultans came to exist. In that, Imad Shah dynasty of Bedar. Imad Shah, in that 5 sultans, Imad Shah dynasty of Bedar among them. So where it was located? Where it was located, the Imad Shah of Bedar, between Penganga and Wainganga. So Imad Shah dynasty of Bedar is among them. It was situated in Penganga and Wainganga, rivers of Varda, Tapati to North Bidar. Okay, in 1490, Fatullah was the founder of this dynasty. Okay, understood? Now we are going to see about the Imad Shah of Bedar. In that 5 sultans, Imad Shah also one famous king. He came to exist. Imad Shah dynasty of Bedar is among in the 5 sultans. It was situated between the Penganga and Wainganga, rivers of Varda, Tapati, then to north to Bidar. Who was the founder? Fatullah was founder of this dynasty. Fatullah was the founder of this dynasty. Elichpur was the capital. Which was the capital? Elichpur. Elichpur was the capital. So Fatullah has a title called. He got a title. Who got a title? Fatullah, he got a title called Imad ul Mulk. He got a title called Imad ul Mulk. He got a title called Imad ul Mulk. Okay, after his death, 1504 C. So when he died, 15, after the death, he died on 1504 CE. His son Alauddin Imad Shah came to the power. After the death of Imad Shah, Fatullah was the founder of this dynasty. The capital of bearer was Elishpur. He got a title called Imad ul Mulk. After the death of 1504, his son Alauddin Imad Shah came to the power. He was an incompetent king. His rule was very big, not strong. He was an incompetent king. After him, his son Darya Imad Shah came to the power. After him, his son Darya Imad Shah came to the power. Even his during rule, Berar dynasty was continuing its battles with neighboring states. During his rule only, the Berar city were battles with other states. After the death of Darya Imad Shah, his younger son, his younger son Bahram Imad Shah took the power. During the power came to the hands of Huzurpur Khan, Tuzif Khan. So later Berar dynasty falls. Okay, and it hand over to the Vijayanagar Empire, Vijaypur Sultans. So this is about the Imad Shah of Berar. Again, I am telling. So Imad Shah of Berar, after the fall of Bahmani kingdom, five sultans were exist. In that, Imad Shah dynasty of Berar also among them. It was situated between Penganga and Wainganga, the rivers of Varada, Tapati to the north Bidar. So Fatullah was the founder of this dynasty. The capital of Berar was Elishpur. He got a title called Imadul Mulk. After the death, his son came, Alauddin Imad Shah came. He was an incompetent king. After the death of Alauddin Imad Shah, his son Darya and Imad Shah came to the power. During his rule only, they faced many battles with other states, other neighboring states. Again, after the death of Darya Imad Shah, his younger son Bahram Imad Shah took over the power. So during his rule, this dynasty fell to the hands of Vijaypur Sultans. Okay, this is about the Imad Shah of Berar. Next, we are going to study about the contribution of Adil Shah. Contributions. Of Adil Shah. So during the region of 200 years, Adil Shah's Vijaypur contributed a lot to the fields of education, art, culture, literature, music, fine arts and sculpture. Okay, during this Adil Shah period, they have contributed a lot to education, then art, music, literature and fine arts and sculpture. First, we are going to study about the education. How about the education in the Adil Shah period? So, Adil Shah were great lovers of education. Adil Shah was a great lover of education. Okay, and he encouraged the education. So, the education policy was developed to Islamic culture. Okay, their education belongs to the Islamic culture, but he encouraged the education. Maktab, Mosque and Madrasa College. Maktab, Mosque and Madrasa. You all know Madrasa University was started by Muhammad Gawan. So these were the educational centers in their Adil Shah period. Maktab, Mosque Madrasa University in Bidar. So these two were the educational centers. So what were the subjects taught in this university? History, philosophy, law, poetry. So many other subjects were taught in this university. Educational institutions were king's patronage. Okay, educations were under the king's patronage. Next, we are going to study about the literature. The contribution of Adil Shah literature is very prominent. So he gave more intention to the literature. So literature became the very rich in their period because kings were poets themselves. So literature became very popular and very prominent in their period, because in that period kings himself them as a literature. So many books were written in Persian, Arabic. So many books were written in Persian, Arabic, Urdu and Kannada. Okay, they gave more preference to the literature because in that period the kings themselves became the literature. Then the next one is music. Yusuf Ali Adil Shah and Ibrahim Adil Shah too. Okay, Yusuf Adil Shah and Ibrahim Adil Shah were great musicians. So they encouraged the Hindus musicians also, and they wrote the book called Kitab-e-Navaras. So the women of royal families and rich people were interested in music. Okay, rich people and royal family women, they showed more interested in the music. The next one is fine arts. In that Adil Shah period, his court had many Persian artists. Okay, the court was full of Persian artists, beautiful paintings, flowers, then plants, creepers, and nature scenes were painted on their houses. So they encouraged the fine arts also. The next is art and sculpture. So art and sculpture of Karnataka, if you take the art and sculpture in Karnataka, many buildings of Adil Shahs of Bijapur are the important ones. Sorry, in the Adil Shah period, they built many art and sculpture. In that you can take the Ibrahim Roza, then monuments are in Islamic style. Their monuments were in Islamic style. So they built many forts, tombs, mosques. So their monuments were in Islamic style. So if we take the fort, the fort of Bijapur is one of the big one, the Bijapur fort. The Bijapur fort was one of the biggest one, which were 96 fort and has six main entrance. Okay, 6 main entrance. Next is palace. So what are the two and famous important palace? One is Gagan Mahal. When it was built? 1620. Who built this? So who built the Gagan Mahal? Ibrahim Adil Shah. Ibrahim Adil Shah built the Gagan Mahal. One is Mehdar Mahal. So it is also a 3-storied palace. But Gagan Mahal also a 3-storied towers. 3-storied towers. Mehdar Mahal as 3-storied palace. Who built this? Ibrahim Adil Shah too built the famous and fine delicate decorations. Okay, with different paintings. Next is mosque. If we take the mosque, Jama Masjid. Next we are going to study about the mosque. So what are the two important mosques? One is Jama Masjid. So the Jama Masjid was built by Adil Shah. It was a famous for very wide prayer hall. It was a famous for a prayer hall. It is a common building. It is a common building without any decorations. Without any decorations, it is built for the prayer. Okay, next one, Ibrahim Roza. You all know Ibrahim Roza was built by Ibrahim Adil Shah to the memory of his wife Taj Begum in Bijapur. With the memory of his wife Taj Begum in Bijapur. It has the tombs of Ibrahim and his relatives. It has the tomb of Ibrahim as well as the relatives. It is the only Roza in India. It is the only Roza in India. It is also called Taj Mahal of South India. It is also called Taj Mahal of South India. The next one is Gol Gumbaz. Gol. So Muhammad desired to build something that's even and bigger. So Muhammad desired, he wants to build something bigger. So what he did, bigger than the Roza, he wants to build bigger than the Roza. Because of that, he built a Gol Gumbaz at tomb 1656 at Bijapur. It was a big dome in the world. It was a big dome with a whispering chamber inside. It has a fine example of technology of the time. It is the second largest dome in the world. It is the second largest dome in the world. Second largest dome in the world and the first largest in India. First largest in India. Okay. So other important monuments are Sabara Kaman, Bade Kenan, Ananda Mahal, Hubli Buruj, Taj Bawadi. These are the other important monuments in the Ibrahim Adil Shah, that means Bahmani Kingdom. So we completed our lesson, second lesson, Bahmani Adil Shah. Very shortly you will get the notes. So today the assignment is, actually last class I gave the assignment, the first lesson, keywords, to learn and write the keywords. Today the assignment is learn and write 1, 2 and 3 question and answer from history unit 1 2 times. Okay, this is the assignment for you. In the first lesson, short question answer, short answers, short question and answers. This is the assignment. So then the next class you have to submit. Today we completed the second lesson, Bahmani Kingdoms. Very shortly you will get the notes. So thank you, students.